Is there one? I better check. Theo, my dude. Was good? Was good? Did you get a good nap? hmm. Hmm. Powered up and ready. Okay, good, good. We get a handful in here, make it a quorum. But that's enough to discuss as far as I'm concerned. I ain't got to have no 9/11 people in here. I just got to have 2, 3, 4 of y'all, Ray Smith, Grand Madam, D Steezel. We chop it up. See, there's Grand Madam right there. Just her ears was burning. She heard me saying her name. She's here. How are you doing, Grand Madam? How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get it today. We're gonna get it. Well, it depends. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think a couple of deep, engaging topics are a lot more fruitful than a couple shallow ones. Yeah, I know, I know. Some people have trouble with their timing. Yeah, I give them a minute. I give them a minute. Yeah, I've been working, man. As you can see, well, I'll move that. But I got my drawer out, and that's my drawer with all my paints and brushes and all of them little knickknacks and things like that. So yeah, we getting busy. So yeah, y'all. Oh, tonight's topics. I guess you couldn't see. I am discussing the Oscars, but I'm discussing them from a different standpoint. Something that I don't think we examined last night or at all. So that'll be engaging. Also, I did a video last night where Screen Rant did a story where they were talking about ending the Black Panther story in the MCU with the third installment. I don't care, but but at the same time, it's to me the article felt like an apple dangling kind of thing, and it's like, why even say anything about, oh, we have to finish the story when you've already F the story up beyond repair, and you can't move forward with a third installment until you fix the effed up stuff that you did in the second one. Diesel in the building, mama. See, diabolical. See, I got my favorite people up in this piece. You know what I'm saying? These are people that like my man Theo say, I rocks with the people who rocks with me. And I F with all the people in the chat heavy right now. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is in your region. Wakanda drowned. Yes, Grand Madam, they drowned from water bombs. The queen got drowned with water bombs. Huh? Uh. And snubbed my queen at the Oscars. She didn't even clap. She was like, F. I saw the clip. I was like, she was like, F y'all niggas. That's the look she had on her face when they announced who won for best actress or supporting actress, or yeah, because Jamie Lee Curtis won. Jamie Lee Curtis. She been in the game a while, but So has Angela Bassett. Anybody remember Critters 4? Mmm. Mmm. See, I be watching some movies. I was a latchkey kid. I be watching some movies, okay? Say it's looking cooked, Theo. Yeah. See, my thing is, why do you even talk about? Well, we can get into that. You know, there's 5 of us in. We can get into that. Why even talk about it? Why even have these? Hang on, Theo might be saying something profound here. You notice the Marvel banner on Disney Plus still has T'Challa as Black Panther and Shuri as Shuri. No, sir, I did not notice that. But now that you mention it, because see, here's my thing. If they do make a third installment, they're going to kill off Shuri. How else do you justify moving the mantle from Shuri to what's his face? Because that's what's going to happen. Let's just be realistic about it. We can voice our displeasure, but unless we run up on Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Unless we run up on them, they're going to do what they do. They have shown us that they're going to do what they're going to do any way they feel like doing it. And even in that same article where they were talking about ending the Black Panther, Bob Iger said in a meeting that they want to focus on new characters. The only narrative that new characters drive is the chaotic one that they had suffering through phase 4. And now they want to make that the maxim. These things, you say somebody get your coat. Angela had a look on her face right before the announcement that told me she knew Jamie was winning. I felt like that too, because she was the only one that didn't, you know what I'm saying, react with no kind of, she didn't seem anticipatory about it. She seemed like, I'm not playing this game. You know what I mean? I'm not going to play this game with y'all. I'm done playing because y'all done played me. And while we're noticing things, did we notice that there is talk, frequent talk about T'Challa dying in the comics? Where does that come from? You see what I'm saying? It's becoming inspiration for some people. Some people with ideas and some people with concepts, some people that want to do this, that, and the third. Hey, how about we kill him off? You got him dying in What If. You got him dying cinematically. You got him humiliated in the comics, so he might as well be dead. So why are we trying, why has the talk come up? People gonna talk. I understand in this industry, there's going to be talk, there's going to be rumors, there's going to be inklings that are never going to bear any fruit. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear about a seed about, oh, Aquaman's doing this, but then later on you find out Aquaman ain't doing that. So that's one of the reasons why I present it as, whenever I present these articles, I present it as this person said. This isn't necessarily what I believe personally. This is just what they saying. And I might say, okay, and this is why that shit don't make no sense. You just going completely 100% off T'Challa in all forms of media. Are they on their Malcolm X-ish? They like, no one man should have that power. Is that what it is? T'Challa makes them uncomfortable. T'Challa makes them feel like, dang, if there was somebody that powerful, could somebody in real life be inspired to be somebody that powerful? And Akon, was over there literally building a whole nation by himself. They don't like that kind of inspiration to transfer to real life. Same kind of thing about people hearing the speeches of Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. People get inspired. People get roused. If it's constantly in your ear, if it's constantly in your face, then you start to go, you go from, or some people go from, to, well, why not? Why not have T'Challa dead? That's the greatest honor we can give him, is to kill him. Such bullshit. Anyway, where we at? Where we at? Theos. Yeah, get get your coat. Grand Madam said, yeah, I read that. I guess I'm on these. Notice today, blah, blah, blah. Queen knew what time it was. She sure did. They want to introduce young characters. I'm used to ageism. Yeah, but my thing about that, Grand Madam, you introduce young characters that nobody wants to see, and you're already failing. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther Wakanda Forever failed, Blood and Thunder failed, Eternals failed, Quantumania failed. You on a fail streak. You need a win. And if you look at all of the movies, Blood and Thunder, Quantumania, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Thor Love and all of those Eternal, excuse me, all of those movies went that way. That way. This is the storyline. I'm gonna veer a little bit off the storyline. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna kill off the forgotten one, and I'm gonna make Cersei the prime eternal, and I'm gonna kill off Ajax. Death. What is it about death that they feel that it has to be in their movies all the time? I don't understand that. Anyway, there's more ways to inspire somebody than to kill another person. The hero's journey isn't just about somebody dying and then that inspiring that hero to go somewhere or be more or do better. It can simply be someone saying, go over there and do that. Okay? Perseus's mother didn't have to die for him to go and hunt down the Medusa and chop her head off. You know what I'm saying? Then Hercules had to do the 12 labors because he killed somebody. You see what I'm saying? We don't go back and look at those halcyonic heroes like Hercules, Perseus, other kind of heroes in other forms of folklore, Sigurd, Siegfried, those kind of people. We never look at those kind of stories and say, maybe we should tell a story like that. That's hero's journey shit right there. What they doing over there, they on a journey, but it ain't a hero's journey. Black death is fascinating. I had someone black say this time last year. I just want to see how they do it. They can't do it if we don't sign off on it. I am always taught in radio that there should never be dead air, but I'm not on radio, so. Man, when we older, we gonna have some stories to tell. That's all I had to say about that. I'm blaming some of the fan base for hyping up all the side characters over T'Challa after BP won. That part. That's why they giving Okoye a special. That's why they're making a Wakanda special. That's why in Scream Rant, in the article written by Kai Young, he stated that they might even destroy Wakanda. Red Summer, anyone? Theo, yep, I've seen quite a few say that. Death sells. Yes, Grand Madam, it most assuredly does sell. Like a mother. You know what I mean? So, what's the give and take? You know what I mean? Because there is no give and take. It's like we give you this, but you take that. So with Black Panther, they just said, we're going to take everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a queen. You can't have a king. Can't have no strong male role models. The one strong male role model, we're going to leave you. He's going to be a clown through the whole damn movie. And then at the end, we're going to make his clown ass king. It reads like a story that somebody wrote who, I believe them. They didn't take no time and connect the dots from previous stories or from previous stuff in the Marvel universe, and then the media capes for them and says, because it's an entirely different world than what's going on in the rest of the MCU. Bullshit. It's in the MCU. Guess what? It's a part of the MCU. You can set it over here in the corner if you want to, but eventually when y'all have y'all great big, oh my goodness moment, like you tend to have towards the end of a phase, they got to be in it. So you need to explain some things and set it up rather than say, we just going to write all that off. You made 4 Thor movies. You made 3 of every other main character movie. Even Ant-Man got 3 with Scott Lang in all 3 of the movies. With Thor Odin's son in all 4 of the movies. With Steve Rogers in all 3 of the movies. With Tony Stark in all 3 of the movies. Hulk and Black Panther. Only major characters that didn't get no love like that. Because somebody just got tired. We don't want to try. We're not really even gonna do anything with this world, with this universe. Okay. Plus fans saying they should have made M'Baku the new Black Panther. See, and remember when they had all of those cartoon pictures of what was going to be going on in the next phase, and they had that picture of Black Panther, and he was all big and buff. Guess what that was? Fan art. Wishful thinking. They don't listen to fans. They've showed us that they don't listen to fans. Ashura, welcome, Ashura. Ashura, the topic is that article, as a matter of fact, that you sent me, the Marvel, the MCU talking about ending the Black Panther with the 3rd installment, but it's like y'all already ended the shit. So so don't threaten us with something that's gonna give us joy. You know what I mean? It's just, I thought, because when you sent it to me, Ashura, I thought, who's worried about that happening? Honestly, me? No, I'm not worried about there never, because T'Challa's gone. Everything moving forward, don't care. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be like, oh, the Fantastic Four is being introduced and Toussaint will be the one to hunt them. And if there is no total restart to that universe, if there is no 0 point moment, no Secret Wars moment where everything just gets kablooied and restructured, not there for it at all. The current direction needs a Dwayne McDuffie. You know what I'm saying? That's what they need, somebody like a Dwayne McDuffie. You know what I'm saying? Or and DC. They both sucking ass right now. I mean, as far as, something coming to the movies for somebody to be excited about. Right now, only movies I'm excited about: Dungeons and Dragons, John Wick 4. That's it. There's nothing out at the theater right now where I'm like, ooh, I want to see that. And really not no Marvel movie, so y'all already know. Where we at? Grand Madam said you can still have an ensemble cast for a movie, but a leader is still needed. That part, Grand Madam. don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like no other franchise has that happen ever. I remember, and Theo could probably remember this. Grand Madam could probably remember it too, and maybe even D. Diesel. I remember a time on the old Adam West Batman, right? Catwoman kidnapped Bruce Wayne, and Alfred was rocking the Batman suit. Anybody? He didn't even bother to shave that mustache. You know what I'm saying? He just showed up like, yes, Commissioner Robin and I will be right on the job. I'm like, this must be that thing in DC where you could just put on some stuff and it's a whole different person. It's like, D-Real, you're Superman. Wait, no, you're not. So Alfred puts on the cape and the cowl, and we just ignore the accent, and we just ignore the mustache and the scrawny little butler body, and just, oh yeah, that's Batman. It's Batman. That's the same kind of thing that they expect from us. You throw the habit on anybody, and we just supposed to go, oh, okay, I'll accept that. That makes sense to me because it's a mantle. Okay, just like I've told y'all in videos before, the Phantom, the ghost who walks, is a mantle. But we focus on that particular Phantom, Kit Walker. We don't focus on no other Phantoms. We focus on that one. We give you insight into the Phantom universe. We let you see things that are going on in the Phantom universe. We talk about people in the Phantom universe. However, we don't get rid of Kit Walker, even though it is a mantle. Okay? Do your mantle thing separate from the mainstream character. Spawn, Al Simmons. You got Viking Spawn. You got Ninja Spawn. You got Caveman Spawn. You got any plethora of Hell Spawn. But you don't get rid of Al Simmons. Because Al Simmons is who you were introduced to in the Spawn story. Kit Walker is who you were introduced to in the Phantom story. Make a new book, The Adventures of the Phantoms or The Phantom Legacy. They did that for a while with Spawn. They had a whole nother Spawn book where all they put in that Spawn book was every Spawn other than Al Simmons. So that is too alien a concept. That is too difficult an ask. And wouldn't that be a wonderful sideshow to look at all of the other Panthers, to look at the Azaris and the Mosis and the, the Hondas, to see all of that? That would be an amazing show, but that would require you to show a lot of black people. Well, is Disney willing? Theo, you remember the Batman episode? I thought you did. Grand Madam, you say you read about new trends in sci-fi comics, etc. The ensemble is in these days. Of course it is. Remember Bat Gordon? Yes, I do, Diesel. I remember Bat Gordon. See, but you didn't get rid of Bruce Wayne. Ain't never gonna get rid of Bruce Wayne. We'll send him through time, but we ain't gonna kill him. Marvel will course correct on BP. Come on, your kid. Hey, you snuck up in here. Look at you. You just, your mama teach you to wipe your feet at the door and say, hey. Okay. Marvel, course correct. Course correct. When we say course correct, does that mean we're going to get T'Challa back, or is course correct a 15, 16, 17-year-old Tucson talking about, I am ready to assume the mantle of the Black Panther? Is that what it's going to be? Because if so, y'all keep that pushing. Yeah, I see. I see it, Theo. I see it. Assura, here we go. Why does BP1 and 2 mash all cultures together to pander and no one bats an eye? Wakanda has their own culture, so why were African culture from the real world in a country where colonization is not a thing? Discs on mouths and neck rings. No, will not course correct. Sure is ready to swing tonight. Why? Because I think the allure was seeing something African on screen rather than seeing something African depicted accurately. And that is the shame that we as a people separated from our culture have. We, well, a lot of us, most of us, are unable to recognize Ashanti culture and artifacts, Zulu culture and artifacts, you know what I'm saying? Ghanan, this stuff from different cultures in different parts of Africa. We don't know no different. We just see it because there are certain factors in African culture and the look of African stuff that has a commonality. And so we go African. We don't know what region of Africa is from. We don't bother to find out how old it is or the origin behind it. You know what I'm saying? I have a Maasai mask hanging on my wall in my living room. I know where it's from. You know what I mean? But a lot of us, for the most part, we don't delve into that part of our culture, so we remain benighted. And so when we actually start to learn about it and see, hey, that's just like, that's like me making a movie. And if I'm offending anybody Latino, it is not my intention. I am just using this as an example. I can put a bunch of sombreros and tequila and some burros and some stuff like that in a movie and go, that's Mexican. But if I can't give you the context behind those things, it looks disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of what we were more enamored of, the fact that, like, hey, that's our culture than it is, hey, that's our culture depicted accurately. Yeah, Bruce was on that Mobius chair. Jim had to hold it down his backs. Yep. Come on, your kid. T'Challa back with a new creative team. We talking comics or we talking the movies? Sure. Are they gonna deep fake age Shuri like Harry Potter, ending with an older Radcliffe to make Toussaint older? They gonna do something. You know they are. They're going to do something. The way I see it, somewhere in between now and Black Panther 3, something's gonna be introduced that ages or de-ages. Bam. There you go. Whether that's a process, a weapon, or something you got to travel to or through. That's getting ready to be a whole thing. Trust me. They want, and this is my opinion, and you can start a rumor if you want to. They want Toussaint for a young Avengers. That's if what Bob Iger is saying is accurate, that they want to introduce new characters, they want to introduce young characters, then they want to introduce the young Avengers, and they want to have a young lineup of, like junior version of adult superheroes. You got your Cassie Lang, junior version Ant-Man. You got your what's her name? Haley Steinfeld's character, Kate Bishop. There you go. You got her. You got that version of Hawkeye. You got, of course, you gonna have this Toussaint, and then you already saw Billy and the twins, Wanda's kids on WandaVision. We can age them up. We can bring them back and age them up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just reach in and grab. Oh no, but the Darkhold did this, that, and the other. Bruh, trust me, they're gonna find a way. It's Marvel. There's so much crap. There's so many things. You got cosmic cubes. You got wands of Watum. You got, man, there's 1.5 billion ways where you can make anybody be where they need to be, when they need to be there, the way they need to be there. That's why it's such a shame that they throwing this shit up in our face about T'Challa, like, oh, we just couldn't do it. You a lie. Or are you that stupid and not reading comic books? Blue, what it do, Blue? We talk about T'Challa being eliminated permanently in comics and in movies. How would they do it if they was going to do it? There was an article and Screen Rant about it, and they talked about it. And so that's the talking point we on right now. Let's see. Big fail culturally, BP1 movie. Where is the culture there? Hell, the comics do a better fictional job than Ryan Coogler. Okay. I won't argue with you. Theo said, me and both of my daughters have Adinka symbols as tattoos. I can't tell you how many of us be like, what's that? Not supposed to be dead air on the radio, but this ain't the radio. So, man, you said a mouthful, brother. Hey, Kamoya, sure, Theo, Dink attacks. Wow. Grandma Chivas has a different one. Sure. If they make Letitia look 50, it is going to be nasty looking. Also, notice the scar on her in BP1. I wonder if she got that from when MCU almost killed her. How many issues? Good question, D. Steezel. How many issues am I giving the new BP run? Is Eve Ewing? Eve Ewing should be able to make a story polarize in like 5 to 7 issues. I should be able to see something forming by 5 to 7 issues if she's a good storyteller. And most of the time, she is a good storyteller. So she should be able to develop us or make us see the story that's developing in 5 to 7 issues. I would even go so far as to say, man, just go back to the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method of telling a story. That way you could get more stories told. What do I mean by the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method? Okay, you can go back to an old run on a comic book and check this out if you want to. A real good comic book to do that in would be Spider-Man in the 70s and 80s. You didn't see these long ass stories that took 9, 10 issues to resolve. You had an issue where you introduced a new villain. He kicked Spider-Man ass. Next issue, Spider-Man came back, took care of that. That was that. Let's say the Tarantula. Then you get like a 3-story run with Dr. Octopus. Then after that's resolved, you get a story with the Jackal. And that's resolved in like 2 issues. Then guess what? That cat from 4 or 5 issues ago comes back. And then you see how these 2 characters tie together because they've been plotting all along against Spider-Man. And you don't find out they've been plotting against Spider-Man until that issue. Oh, wow. Look at that. Storytelling. Instead of just going with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bruh, just say what you need to say and be done with it. You do not have to have these, because now it's all about having these long ass story arcs. And I'm trying to get you, shell out that money. Shell out that money. Buy them comics. Buy them comics. And I mean, it's cool if you're a collector and you into it like that. But sometimes, I just want you to resolve that shit so we can get on to another story and you can tell multi-tiered storytelling. You don't have to have cosmic stakes all the time. You got cosmic stakes, street level, mid-level, street level, cosmic stakes. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up every day. Y'all got to save the damn universe every day. Doesn't get it. What happened to when they play superheroes to get together, the East Coast and the West Coast Avengers, and play baseball? What happened to that? Because there ain't no more West Coast Avengers. I get it. But you get what I'm getting at. The X-Men, same kind of thing. We don't have to have Constant fighting. See, here's what happened with Avengers, the original 1963 run. You had Loki. Loki caused all kind of problems for all of them characters, but you know what? They resolved that shit in one issue. Next issue after that, it was the Space Phantom. He could assume somebody's appearance while they were in limbo. Resolve that shit, one issue. Third issue, the Hulk quit in two and joined up with Namor. And Namor and Hulk was fighting the Avengers. That carried over into the next issue. But you know what happened when it carried over into the next issue? The events in that issue introduced Captain America. Storytelling. Learn how to tell a damn story. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff. You know, but we got to go this. And if it ain't done, the universe is gonna end. Come on, man. It's comics, man. You can do what you want to do. All right, where we at? I've been talking too much. Blue said, these, well, I think this new run is going to be vastly better. Yeah, it is. The focus of the side characters in both movie and comics to get rid of T'Challa is ridiculous. Why is the Ridley run staying canon? We don't know if it's staying canon. Sure, it might not. Let's see what Miss Ewan's going to do. We just need the basics and build on top of that. Nothing too complex. Blue with me. Yeah, 5 to 7 sounds right. That first story arc being good is key. Well, we know it's going to be set in Bernin, T'Chaka, another city in Wakanda. And the same question on everybody's mind. Did T'Challa get exiled? Maybe it's not canon, I'm sure. Freak of the week type method would work. Okay. Long stories that lose their narratives, you mean? Long stories that lose their narrative, Kamoya Kid, and long stories that are long just for the sake of being long. I enjoyed Annihilation, but you could have told that story a lot quicker. Y'all drew that shit out to get money, period. Oh, we're going to have it over here. Side story. Auxiliary story. Oh, and then you can get the mainstream story. Man, just do the thing. Tell your story. If you know how to tell good stories, you don't have to do all of that. Only Jonathan Hickman, Jeff Johns can tell a long, interesting storyline, in my opinion. D. Steezel, you know what Jeff Johns and Jonathan Hickman do? They do not convolute the story with a bunch of unnecessary bullshit. They tell the story. And if it's a long story, you know you got to do something to keep me engaged. Jason Aaron. That Mephisto stuff is still going. But you know what? It's interesting. That Avengers Forever stuff is still going on. But you know what? It's interesting. You know what I mean? You bring in the events from previous issues together to culminate in this story in a meaningful way, in a linear way. You know what I'm saying? Not just out of left field. Oh, we're just going to throw this in here. Hooray. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Them long stories be dragging for no reason. This MFer John Ridley is so awful. Marvel Comics gave him 15 issues while Blue Marvel got just 5 issues. And never got a regular monthly series. Because I got that Blue Marvel run and I'm like, this shit is fire. Why we ain't got a Blue Marvel comic book? Oh, because he's too much like Superman. And we don't need another Superman because we got Gladiator. We got Hyperion. You know what I'm saying? We got Sentry. We don't need another Superman type character. Then don't make him like Superman. I think that was one of the reasons they changed the way his uniform looked, because he looked too much like a Superman. He actually, when he first came out, he looked a whole lot like Val Zod from Earth 2 in DC, because he had the blue and white. Okie dokie. All right, I see a couple of y'all creeping up in here. Blew up in Gray. What's up, man? What's up? Shout out to Leo the Titan for letting us know that Martin Freeman got a cool $1 million as a supporting character, while Shuri, the new Black Panther, got paid $700,000. Hold that thought, because that's something that I am going to talk about in my next topic, Gray. I guarantee you. Storytelling. Watch how I tie this in. Sit tight. Agree. Quit doing so many damn major events. I agree, Blue. Brian Michael Bendis will stay on the book way too long and he'll run out. Brian Michael Bendis is good in doses. You do not get Brian Michael Bendis should be that guy who comes on your comic for 4 or 5 issues while you on vacation. Don't turn Brian Michael Bendis loose on your shit, because you're gonna get some stuff that's so effed up and convoluted, and then you got to spend the next 2-3 years unexplaining the shit that Brian Michael Bendis explained. Case in point, The Ultimates. I hope Ridley Run is not canon, since I can't forget T'Challa's beating and muffled face. Where the healing? I agree on some Jason Aaron's run. I felt his Jane Foster Thor dragged on. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. I'm not raising the bar either. I'm just saying, by and large, I didn't like everything John Byrne did, but by and large, John Byrne as a writer, I didn't like everything he did as a writer, but by and large, John Byrne gets a thumbs up from me, for the most part. He got some misses. He definitely got some misses, and everybody misses. Everybody can't be a Chris Claremont. So Martin Freeman got the treatment Terrence Howard couldn't get. Wow. Gee, I wonder why. Jonathan Hickman superior to John Ridley. Man, you own John Ridley ass, huh? Sure. Jonathan Hickman superior to John Ridley and Ryan Coogler as a comic book storyteller. He may not be black, but he puts respect on T'Challa and more to the lore of Wakanda. Yes, Ashura, he does. King of the Dead. They tried pushing Sentry for 10 years. It didn't work. Still don't work. Another knockoff, another Superman knockoff. Might as well give us 2-3 more while y'all at it. John Ridley did squat. Yeah. Diabolical Nerd said, my bad, I was driving. I was wondering how T'Challa side baby would even be qualified to be the protector of a nation. T'Challa was barely king himself. Shuri just got in because she was the last hope. Well, yeah. yeah, for the most part. Again, that goes back to, people telling stories. How well do you tell a story? Bear in mind, good stories connect events in the story. If the story, Mark Bagley, JMD Matisse on Spider-Man, they had a story called Round Robin, The Sidekick's Revenge, and it ran about 6-7 issues in Spider-Man, and I ain't a Spider-Man collector. I don't really rock with Spider-Man like that. I mean, Spider-Man's cool with me, but I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. But that storyline had Nova, Night Thrasher, the Punisher, Moon Knight, and it was live. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no universe ending stuff. It was just, okay, we in at this street level, but it's a lot of stuff going on the street. You know what I'm saying? And it ran for about 4 or 5 issues, and it was a damn good story. And the beginning of the story drove you to keep reading this story, man. And it was a good story. It was very well put together. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You can take small elements and make a big story. It's imagination. You just got to have some imagination. That's all that is. Okay. I had to give up on Bendis after his X-Men run. He should have sent that original 5 back at the end. I agree. I got introduced to Bendis on the Ultimate Spider-Man, and he was a good writer, and I loved Bagley's artwork. I still love Bagley's artwork. He's on that Round Robin and Sidekick's Revenge. Damn good art. Love it. He does battle scenes really good. I like his battle scenes. Ultimate Spider-Man origin story was the best I've read from him. I agree. I agree. I agree. I like Aaron's Odin son Thor in the beginning, Black Panther and Wolverine. I meant added to the lore of Wakanda. Okay. Aaron's Avengers is also good. I hate uber masculine She-Hulk, but that was all editorial. That big buff She-Hulk that was kissing Thor. She'll make out with anybody, won't she? Who gonna tell her different? I guess that's the way to look at it. Have you heard of Nashuri online? People are nuts. No, I haven't. Been a Bagley fan since his early 90s Amazing Spider-Man. And I liked Bagley on what was it? He did an Avengers book, and that was pretty good too. Let's see. We have been banging at this for a minute, y'all. Avengers Assemble. Yes, D. Diesel. I liked his art on that too. We're gonna switch gears now, y'all. Oscars. We're gonna talk about the Oscars, but we're gonna talk about the Oscars from a different perspective. Okay. Last night we was talking about the Oscars on Theo's page from the perspective of the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing. Now I'm gonna do you one better. Well, not better, but from a different perspective. Question: how many movies in 2016 that were made by Black people or had a predominantly Black cast were Oscar worthy? Don't fret. I'm not going to make y'all have to do all of that. I am going to make it childishly simple. Let's see. Here we go. Top African American movies of 2016. Moonlight, which, by the way, did win an Oscar, if I'm not mistaken. I think it did win Best Picture that year, didn't it? Okay. Fences. Barbershop, no. Central Intelligence, no. Medea, hell no. Keanu, no. Hidden Figures, Almost Christmas, no. Race, that's a Jesse Owens story. Birth of a Nation, 50 Shades of Black. Meet the Blacks. Nina Simone with Zoe Saldana playing Nina Simone. No. Eddie Murphy and Mr. Church. Queen of Katwe. How many of those movies were Oscar worthy? I would say about 5 of them. but only two of them were nominated, and I think one won. So in 2016, when Jada Pinkett was saying we need to boycott the Oscars, was this why? Because I can go back and I can pull, I can, or forward rather, and I can pull up a couple of more years. There were not a lot of Oscar worthy movies. So here is what I'm saying about that. How are you bitching and complaining and we ain't turning out quality products to be considered for an Oscar? Furthermore, why in 2016 are we still pandering to the white awards show to acknowledge us? When look at our history, when have we as a people been the most prosperous? When we say, F y'all, we gonna go over here. That's when we've been the most prosperous. When we take our culture and our style and our swag and our everything away, folks start acting right. They start acting right quick because they want to be able to draw on that culture. They want to be able to appropriate our stuff. And let's be honest, who runs Hollywood? It ain't nobody whose skin look like this. I can tell you that. So when it comes to us getting a fair shake or us even getting the opportunities, we either have to create them or more often than not, they don't happen. So again, I ask you, why are we still fooling with their award shows? Why bother? Why kick up all of this dust? Why get angry? Why get pissed off? They've been showing us for decades. I'm telling you, I'm not a words person. I'm an actions person. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. If it don't line up with what you doing, what you saying don't make no sense. And I'm going to stop listening. Now we want to be diverse and all of that shit. Anyway, yes, I did ask this question, and that was why. Because I wanted to spark this conversation in, Diesel. But, you know, and it was twice. Didn't see Moonlight. I'll tell you like this, Diesel. If homosexual love scenes make you uncomfortable, you probably shouldn't watch it. You're welcome. Fences should have swept. Man, I didn't watch Fences until just recently. Bruh, that's a different Denzel Washington right there. I was like, ooh, Denzel got me throwed the way he acting and being in this movie. I'm like, what? That's like one of my uncles. I got uncles like that, man. Wow. Oh, I'm so ashamed. Anyway, I think Jada was bored when she called them out. It's been slim pickings from the jump. Yeah. Yeah. Facts 100. Yep. Some folks that own BET, NAACP, Image Awards, it's up for sale right now. D Diesel. Did you know that? Jay-Z, I think it's Jay-Z, Puffy, and Byron Allen right now are vying to try to get Johnson Publications. So yeah, they're trying to get it back in our hands. So keep your fingers crossed. I don't know if I want Jay-Z to have it. I don't. Byron Allen, I would be cool with because Byron Allen kind of level-headed, non-Illuminati. Anyway, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. So if that get done, you know what I'm saying? Um, they need to bring back 106 in Park, Rap City, T Summit, all that. All that need to come back, man. That was good programming. That was fine programming. I enjoyed it thoroughly. A TV network makes more sense than a sports team. True. Caribbean Rhythms with Rachel. I remember that. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. Shh. Ooh, y'all about to get me in trouble. Stop. Stop it. You're bad, D. Diesel. You're bad. And it's my anniversary next week. So don't get me put in the doghouse. Don't get me put in that doghouse. See, you're causing problems. You're causing problems. The LGBTQ stuff is why Moonlight was promoted. Yeah. The fact that it was black was an afterthought, that it was a black character. Because the brother who plays the RZA in Wu-Tang, he's in it. So struggling with his sexuality. But yeah. Now, did anybody catch at the Oscars, whether you was watching it or you saw it on film later on, did you hear when Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar for Best Actress, and they said this is the first time an actor who identifies as Asian has won an Oscar? Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh. Quick quiz question for 5 points. What nationality is Michelle Yeoh? Okay, that's kind of a trick question. She's Malaysian, but definitely Asian. Did Michelle Yeoh wake up one day and say, I identify as Irish? That's some, and I hate to talk about conservative, liberal, this and that, and woke shit, but that's what that was. Somebody was trying not to offend some group. Man, we gotta let that shit go, man. These folks that's all sensitive about terms and how they're placed and put, they need to chill the F out, man. You know, we bad enough we got to deal with the thee, they, them, he, her, him, and all of that. And I got to refer to you as a it or a they. Now it got to be who identifies as what? I identify as black. Nah, fool, I am black. I don't identify as it. And everybody else going to identify me as it too, especially the police. So, the hell is that? That's more of that Oscar stuff. You know what I'm talking about? That's more of that Oscar stuff. And who runs the Oscars? Just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead and say it. A lot of people with last names like Schneider and Lieber and Leibowitz. Yeah. Yeah. Don't want to say that out loud. I might get flagged. I might get in trouble, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And so agenda? I think so. To get you to start saying the stuff I want you to say. To get you to start behaving the way I want you to behave. I want you to conform to this. That's what that is. Where we at? Man, if we all owned BET, oh, what a wonderful world it would be. Come on, your kid. I couldn't stay awake during Moon Night. Paul Martin, you couldn't stay awake during Moon Night, but we was talking about Moonlight. But it was kind of dull at points. Cold Tiger, what's up, man? March 23rd is my 27-year anniversary. Dang, come on, yo. Well, happy anniversary in advance, brother. I'm a year shy of 20. So yeah, yay for folks staying together. Yeah, she is Asian. My pronouns are WTF. Hey, Cold Tiger, what's going on, man? Y'all like the vid? If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Do y'all like when I say that? I like saying it too. Anyway, so with the Oscars, come on, yo. He said he's not black. He's OJ. Okay. Well, I hope you got away with it. In between you and D Steezel, I need to get y'all in my improv group because y'all are spontaneous as hell with the remarks. Belongs on a t-shirt, mug. See, I was just giving this advice to somebody previously. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. I could do that. Merch. I could get merch. I gotta connect. I can get some merch. I might try some things out. But y'all, if I spend the money, y'all better buy it. I ain't gonna be getting a whole bunch of stuff printed up, and y'all like, well, what had happened was my Cash App was acting weird. Y'all, let's make sure we hit that like button hit that like. Yeah. I know there's a bunch of y'all in here earlier and y'all kind of bounced out, and that's okay. You know, I'm cool with that. Trademark, yes, sir. Already on the way. Yes, yeah. I'm trademarking a few things actually because I'm getting ready to put some stuff out, which is a perfect segue into my last segment of the evening. The 1985 universe. Now, since y'all 10, 15 people are up in here, besides Theo, don't nobody know exactly what the 1985 universe is. Okay, well, first off, have you ever thought about a universe where you could see characters from Marvel interact with characters from DC that interact with Hanna-Barbera characters, that interact with Masters of the Universe characters, that interact with Thundercat characters, that pretty much all levels of sci-fi, fantasy are not different universes. And that's what the 1985 universe is. All of that exists on one Earth. All of that exists in one universe. Okay? And so you can get Milestone and Marvel characters together in an adventure. You can get Masters of the Universe characters together in an adventure with gargoyles. You know what I'm saying? Or some custom characters that you will see soon enough. Alive and alert should be a Shield catchphrase. Okay. So who was the one that passed for white that won previously, or did I read that wrong? Oh, y'all got me. Y'all got me confused. I was on a different topic, but who was the one that passed for white that won Oh, that was way way back in the 1930s, Gray. I know what you're talking about. I listened to that story on NPR when I was on the radio and I was waiting to go on air. They were talking about that story on NPR, and I listened to it. So yeah, the girl was actually from Ceylon, which is what is modern day Sri Lanka, and they were passing her mother off as her sister, and her grandparents, who were of some kind of Caucasian descent, were posing as her parents. And she won an Oscar for a movie. So she was actually the first Asian, or the first person who identifies as Asian, to win an Oscar. But back to 1985. I will support any project of yours financially except your OnlyFans. Pause. Now, you nasty bastards know that there are other things going on OnlyFans, right? Oh, I guess not. See, stigma is a terrible thing. Anyway, always pretend that Silverhawks and Thundercats were in the same universe. You do. One would tend to think that they do, that they are part of a shared universe, huh? Because they're too much alike. I also saw a comic book that had Thundercats and G-Force in it. Now, if I could find some G-Force action figures, oh, you best believe they'd be in the 1985, because G-Force was my dudes all day, every day. That kind of sounds familiar. Yeah, well, because eventually they're gonna interact. That's why. For instance, I flashed a picture to my man Theo earlier today. That's my custom rocket. Raquel Irvin. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I like those earrings. Ain't them earrings dope? That's what you get with some custom stuff. You know what I mean? And she's got change of hands, and I got another energy bolt for her. So Miss Raquel is definitely gonna be a part of the 1985. Yes, I remember D Diesel. I prefer G-Force. I'm going to call him, no, not the Sentry, but the Golden Guardian. That is the Golden Guardian. We gonna tweak that. We're gonna freak that a little bit, do some things to him, but he's about 90% ready to go. That's another customized original that's gonna be a part of the 1985. And I am bringing back an old favorite, the original Black Lightning. Y'all like, what? Where are these black superheroes coming from? They coming from where black superheroes come from. There, I said it. So here's the thing. Theo and I are going to be collaborating on a lot of this. And it's going to be fun. Because we've been talking for the longest time about how we wish some stories would be told that we want to see. We've asked and pleaded and asked and pleaded and asked some more and said, can you please do this? Can you please do this? We thought we was being led down the path of righteousness for his name's sake, and turned out he was taking us through the valley of the shadow of death. But that was okay. We said we gonna recover, and we gonna recoup, and we gonna get ours back. If they don't want to give us no act right, we gonna go act somewhere else. So that's what the 421 and the 1985 is all about. Giving y'all them stories that y'all want to hear about. That, matter of fact, when we get to a certain point, we might even be like, you know what I'm saying, what kind of, at least me, I can't speak for Theo, but I would be open to something like, what kind of storyline would y'all like to see with these characters? Knowing that we got Gargoyles, Masters of the Universe, Marvel, DC, you know what I'm saying? All of that available to put a story together, at least with me, as well as a cast of original characters. Bruh, we ain't waiting on that. You know how much, and I was saying to somebody in the comments, how much original Star Wars, DC, Marvel, how much original content from IPs, licensed IPs is out there right now? And people telling original stories, telling cool stories. Folks still talking about that Black Panther story from like, I don't know how many years ago, that live action John my man did. You know what I'm saying? People still talk about that to this very day. People still talk about these live action Star Wars joints where mothers are having lightsaber battles and that kind of thing, and stop motion, this and that. Man, we do not have to sit and put up with the stuff that Marvel and Disney be putting out at us. We could do our own thing. Ain't nobody saying we can't. Right? What we got going? Cold Tiger said, I would think that He-Man and Brave Star are in the same universe. Well, you know what? I got Sunman. Okay, so Sunman is one of the few black masters of the universe, and he too is one of the most powerful men in the universe. So that's gonna kind of be my Thor on my squad. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That powerhouse with magic origins. Is the Phantom in this universe? Which Phantom, Paul Martin? Are we talking Kit Walker, or are we talking Phantom 2049? Because well, I don't have the Phantom, but I do have Lothar from Defenders of the Earth. Strongest man in the world. At least that's how he was labeled. Kamoyo Kid, yep, same as G.I. Joe, Transformers for the most part. Yeah. Theo said, man, check your cell phone for G-Force. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh. My man. My man. Oh, I'm gonna start collecting Beast Wars figures too. Just remember. Oh, snap. Hey, that movie's coming out pretty soon. Are y'all gonna check out Beast Wars? My Joes used to team up with my Star Wars action figures and Transformers. Well, my Micronauts used to team up with my Shogun Warriors. Yes, I have a Shogun Warrior. Don't hate. And the missiles still work for those of you who are in concern. Yeah, he's a they call him Mazinga, but that's Transor Z all day, right? Right? Now, like, oh my goodness, is he gonna show up? Yeah, Defenders of the Earth. Brave Star and Cops. I was watching Cops the other night. Bulletproof. They had some cool names. Long Arm. Misdemeanor. They had some cool names. I like their names. Kit. I can make Kit happen. I could definitely make Kit happen. A little paint. I get you. I get you a Phantom. I don't know if we're gonna have Devil. Well, anything's possible. Robotech and Gundam team up. Ooh. Most definitely will. One of the few movies I'm looking forward to. Love the 90s series. Say I had Micronauts too. I like you guys. Y'all have probably been over my house playing with my toys as a kid. Old school, my cousin had that Shogun Warrior. I still have it. I also had Guy King, the one with the fist that launches off. He's got the big horns and the fist, and he's got two missiles that shoot out of his chest. And when you put the missiles in there, they look. Let me stop. Max Sterling and Miria Piranha would watch Gundam pilots. Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. Well, Robotech, Macross. Anyway, LOL. Starcom Centaurians. Centaurians. I was more partial to Inhumanoids myself. And Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. See, I'm a latchkey kid, man. I'm a latchkey kid. I can do this all day. Fun fact: we found a whole Micronauts collection at a garage sale as kids. Just about to say Visionaries, huh? You know what I would like for it to be a toy line for? If they could, or maybe custom, it's a custom idea. Y'all think about it. Remember the video game Bloody Roar? I give that a second to sink in. Gray remembers that game. They should make some action figures based on those characters. Kamoyo Kid, Mazinger, Tranzor Z, Big O, Godaikin. Yeah. Like I said, I got Mazinga and I had Guy King, and then my friend had Dragon, Dimos, and what was the other one? Raiden. They were much cooler than mine. I was jealous. Because he had more accessories, whereas all he had was missiles and a couple little swords. And Guy King had that fist and that missile. Man, Dimos had missiles that shot off his shins. He had 2 fists that shot off. I was like, boo. Just spitballing. Didn't they do a movie a while ago with various video game characters? I don't know about that, but I know there is a cartoon called Infinity Force, and Hurricane Polymar, Ken, or Mark, depending on what version of G-Force you watched, is in it, along with Kashan and Tekkaman. And they're all like fighting this for. It's actually a pretty cool cartoon. You catch it on Peacock. It's actually a pretty cool cartoon. So yeah, that's combining, crossing them. As far as video game characters, nothing beyond Capcom. Been waiting for them to bring BR back. I'd like to find a Guyver. He said he'd like to find the Guyver figure. Yeah, a Guyver. Yeah. Or that will be a project for somebody to make you a custom Guyver. I'd rather have a custom Guyver because then nobody would have one like that. He got elbow blades. Guyver was he was a whole beast. I actually like the anime better than the movies, because the movies were kind of Power Ranger-y. The original Guyver, the anime. That was the shit, son. Yeah, and if my man Kaiser Slevin was here, he would be telling us about Berserk. Everybody likes, and I know there's a Guts action figure, but that mug's die-cast, and I know that mug. I like Guts, but I don't like Guts like that. Matt Tracker. Oh man, Gray, you went all the way back with some my mask. I remember that. You're gonna make me look up that theme song. 80s cartoons had some very 80s theme songs. They always had to sing the lyrics and tell you about the characters in the song. Feel the magic, hear the roar, Thundercats are loose. And Silverhawks had a similar song like Thundercats. G.I. Joe, song. Transformers, song. He-Man, no song. Dreamcast. Soul Calibur. That was my game on Dreamcast, was Soul Calibur. And that was the Soul Calibur that had I think it had the guest characters. And Hayachi was the guest character on there. He had reach issues, but he was still the same beastly Hayachi he was in Tekken. And I was smashing mugs with him. Ready Player One had Gundam versus Mechagodzilla and a ton of characters. Also, Wreck-It Ralph. That's what the 1985 universe is like. That's exactly what the 1985 universe is like. Wait till y'all see my version of the Masters of Evil. And yes, there is a master day. You talking about multiversal Masters of Evil. This gonna be a Masters of Evil for your ass. You watch and see. Anywho, Soul Calibur, Sonic Adventure were the first two games I bought for the system. Thundar the Barbarian had a good song as well. Yeah, but wasn't no, they had narration, but it was no singing. It wasn't no Thundar the Barbarian with that sun sword kicking butt. Nah, it was just, the year was 1994. Boy, they thought the future was gonna be something different. I remember watching Thundar the Barbarian, and they was talking about 1994. The year is 1994. Hurtling out of control, a comet between Earth and the moon and causes in 94? Okay. Yeah. Soul Blaze, Soul Edge on the original PS1. Yeah, that shit pixely as hell. I played it recently, bro. Namco, probably one that you would get some enjoyment out of, probably would be Tekken 3. That's the one that's enjoyable. Tekken 2, nostalgic purposes, because I downloaded it on the 5. Nostalgic purposes. Other than that, I was like, this is not as satisfying as I thought it was going to be. After you done play 7, 2, and 2 leave you kind of flat. Yep, a lot of sci-fi took place. 99, 94. I know it was a year we lived through because I was waiting for that comet. And it never came. Cervantes. I was pretty cold with Cervantes too. I would give folks fit with Sophie Tia, yeah. But that sword and shield combo, man, you hit him with that sword, and jab with sword, and bruh, man, I was a monster. Boy, I had him crying. Because back in the day, we would play for money. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, $20, you know what I'm saying, to get in. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you stayed on the controller, the pot was yours. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't get up until you at least had like a ran through the roster. If it was 5 cats playing, you had to run through all 5 of them cats to pick up that money. And so the money kept, people would get, and you'd have little side bets. Oh, I bet you can't get him with it is. I bet you can't counter his shit. I bet you ain't gonna be able, I put 10 on that. Man, we used to walk away from that jump paid. That's how you need to play video games, folks. Mortal Kombat guy. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, the button combinations, because like Akuma is in Tekken 7, and it's like, man, it's hard to adjust to Street Fighter style play on a Tekken game, at least for me. So if I ain't got to play with Akuma, I avoid playing with Akuma. But when you playing in story mode and you gotta play them little parts where Akuma's in there, I'm like, oh God, please just let me figure out teleport so I can just teleport past these mugs. So most of that is what I was doing. They made sure that black cartoons were cut short like Muhammad Ali's cartoon and the Mr. T cartoon. And in the late 90s, Cold Tiger, I was partial to Mummies Alive. They cut that one quick too. Because I was telling Muzz all the time, Mummies Alive. Those are mummies. Where are mummies at? Egypt. Those are black people. And that just changed everybody's thought process. Yeah, he's right. They are black people. Yeah, I like Mummies Alive. And then we figured it out. They canceled it. The hate is real. Yes, D. Steezel, I remember Primal Rage. See, Diabolical remembers Mummies Alive. They even had a cool theme too. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I don't remember it, but I know. But I know it was one of them kind of like Mummies Alive junk. I just wish that little kid wasn't a little gray boy. I wish they'd have been protecting a little prince. You know what I mean? That was the only misgiving I had with Mummies Alive. They always got to be focused on who. Savage Dragon. I wish they do that better because that cartoon was cheesy because it came around the same time as they had the Street Fighter cartoon, they had the Mortal Kombat cartoon, they had the Wildcats cartoon. So yeah, that was quite the era. King of Fighters, Art of War, Samurai Showdown, World Heroes. Don't all of those shows, those video games have a Bruce Lee-ish character in them? Except for Samurai Showdown. But all of those have like a Bruce Lee-like character, don't they? Mummies. Come on, your screams. Mummies. Okay. Wildcats cartoon was lame. Very. I found all of them cartoons lame except for I felt all of them lame. They used to come on USA. I remember. Yeah. Hong Kong Phooey, SWAT cats. Yeah, because I know, because Top Cat is somebody different. Top Cat is actually a cat that wears a hat and gets off into problems and be in the hood. But SWAT cats, yeah, I like SWAT cats. SNK, Capcom, Bandai, yeah, have their Bruce Lee character. And then Fei Long in Street Fighter. But look here, y'all. It is 7:00. And we are gaining daylight here in Alaska. So I have daylight things that I need to accomplish. I appreciate the fact that y'all showed up and showed out in this live. Y'all was in, y'all was out, but y'all was in mostly. And I appreciate it. Thank y'all. D. Diesel, Gray, Ashura, Diabolical Nerd, Grand Madam Tarot, Paul Martin. Can't forget my man Theo B. Y'all check out my man Theo B. On I Ain't Saying, I'm Just Saying. Gray, can you put your information in the chat, bro, so that I can what was that last topic? That last topic was just potpourri, Gray. Muggs was just talking about, I was originally talking about the 1985 universe, which is a universe that I am creating to coincide with Theo's 421 universe. And just kind of showed y'all some of the figures that are going to be a part of that universe. And like I said, Gray, put your information in the chat so people know where to find you. Y'all look for Gray's info. Y'all hit Gray up. Check him out. Who else in here got a page? Who else in here got something they need to promote? Who else in here got something they want other people to watch? Me, I am not a hater. If y'all want to get on and get on. No? Y'all good? Okay, I'm gonna give y'all 5 of my seconds. Nothing else? All right, I'm signing out. I will be coming at y'all next week with another one of them other ones. Check out my videos I'm gonna have coming out tomorrow and later on this weekend. I rocks with those that rock with me. I appreciate y'all doing it. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Oh, y'all can find Gray on IG and TikTok. Peace.